Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today.
Please call 800-719-7307.
Jackie Gleason, The Honeymooners, with the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
Can I see him? I keep him in the bedroom because it's warmer in there.
Okay.
Put him here.
Oh, Alan!
Isn't he a darling?
Oh, he's the most adorable thing I've ever seen. Is it all right if I pick him up?
Oh, sure. Go ahead.
Oh, I've never felt anything so cuddly in my whole life. Where'd you get him?
Well, Mrs. Manicotti went to the pound today to get a dog for her kids, so I went along with her. I took one look at this character, and I was a goner.
Did you ever see such eyes? What kind of a dog is he?
Well, he's a cross between a cocker spaniel and a French poodle. It's, I guess you'd call it a cocker poodle. Trixie, you better put him back in the box, because I got to feed him now.
All right.
Yeah, look at that. Choice horse meat.
Horse meat?
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
Well, they must know what they're doing, Trix, because the dogs are nuts about it.
Oh. Is that going to be enough for him?
Oh, sure. You don't want to overfeed a puppy.
Oh.
Sweetheart. There you go.
Oh,
Put a little bit of that.
sweet. Oh. Oh, listen. Does Ralph know about this yet?
Oh, no. I haven't told him yet.
Oh, you going to tell him tonight?
No, I think I'll wait till tomorrow morning. Because, see, the man at the down at the pound told me the dog's going to need shots. And Mrs. Manicotti's going to the vet's tonight to take her dog, so she said she'd take him along with hers.
Yeah. Well, once Ralph sees that sweet little face, he's going to love him.
I hope so. Say, Trix, how come you never got a dog?
On account of Ed. Oh, he loves dogs, but for the first few minutes that Ed's around a dog, he itches and wheezes and sneezes. Oh, it's something terrible. It's an allergy he's got to anything with fur on it.
Oh, gee, that's too bad.
Hey, you want me to drop the dog off at Mrs. Manicotti's for you?
Oh, Trix, that would be wonderful. And tell Mrs. Manicotti that I'll stop up there later, okay?
All right. Should I take the rest of the dog along?
No, I won't have to feed him till tomorrow morning when I get him back.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Don't drop him now,
No,
Trix.
I won't. Oh,
Thank
sweet
you.
little fella. Bye. I'll see you later, Ralph.
All right, bye-bye. Hiya, Ralph. I'll have your supper ready for you in a minute.
Oh, don't go to any trouble. I'm not going to eat here. I'll eat over at the lodge. I get just enough time to wash up and get over there. We got another emergency meeting.
Again? Ralph, you had an emergency meeting last night.
So?
So, do you realize you raccoons have more emergency meetings than the UN?
Just so happens that the raccoons have more emergencies than the UN. There's the house.
Well, is lovable big stuff home yet?
Yes, he's inside washing up. Ed, do you realize they have another emergency meeting tonight at the lodge? That's the fourth emergency meeting in this past week. I'm beginning to think those emergency meetings are nothing but a poker game.
Oh, wait a minute, Alice. Wait a minute. I'm surprised that you even think anything like that. An emergency meeting is an emergency meeting. Never a poker game. An executive meeting? That's a poker game.
Will you tell your large brother for me that I'm up at Mrs. Manicotti's?
I will do. Hey, Rob. Al told me to tell you that she's up with Mrs. Manicotti. Boy, this is delicious.
Norton, if I ever ran into you when you weren't eating, I don't think I'd know you. What kills me is you eat and you eat and you eat and you don't even gain a pound.
I guess it's my nature or my basic metabolism or something, I don't know. As long as I can remember, I weighed exactly what I weigh now, 165 pounds. As far back as I remember, 165.
Gee, I remember when I used to weigh 165. Did you ever see a picture of me when I weighed 165 pounds?
No, Ralph, I never did see any of your baby pictures. Let me tell you, your wife, Alice, really outdid herself with this stuff. This is just delicious. Here. Light it up.
Hey, that's great.
How about that?
It's got a real different taste to it.
You really can. You're a lucky guy. Anything Trixie ever fixes for me is right out of the can. Now, if this come out of the can, that would be different. This is terrific.
Norton, Rob, you just gave me $1 million idea. All I have to do is put this stuff in cans.
Ralph, you're sitting on a gold mine. You can make $1 million.
I don't care if I make $1 million. This is the thing I've always wanted to do for Alice. Why should she cook just for me and just have me enjoy it? I can put it in cans and the whole world can enjoy her cooking. I'm going to make her rich and famous. I'll run the whole business for her. All she'll have to do is sit back and collect.
Boy, oh boy, that is a worthy sentiment. I mean it. Now, all you got to do is get a hold of Alice and get the recipe. Then we're off.
Now, that's the last thing I have to do. All I have to do is tell Alice that I got a scheme to make money, and she'll say it's a crazy scheme.
But look, if you don't get a hold of Alice and get the recipe, how are you going to sell this stuff? What are you going to do?
Very simple. The first thing I got to do is get some financial backing. Now, tomorrow when I go to work, I walk right into Mr. Marshall.
Mr. Marshall, the president of your bus company?
Why, certainly. He's a swell guy. Last year, for instance, there was some guy named Herman Fatrat, and he had some kind of an invention. It was a wrench lock. Well, he took it into Marshall, showed it to Marshall. Marshall liked it, gave him some money, and now he's got a whole factory going for himself called Fat Rat's Factory.
Not bad, Ralph. But have you got an idea on how to present this stuff here to your boss?
I don't need any idea. I'll do the same thing we did. I'll let him taste it. He'll be sold on it just like we were. Now, as soon as he puts the money in my company, and Alice knows that my boss has got money in this thing, she'll be proud to give me the recipe.
Ralph Cramden, I got to take my hat off to you.
Now, let's see. We got to get some kind of a name for this.
Yeah.
How about this? Cramden's Delicious...
Now, wait, who? Wait a minute. Wait, you mean Cramden's Delicious. Mr. Marshall is putting up the money for this thing. You got to get his name in there someplace.
You're right about that.
Hey, how about this? Cramden's Delicious Marshall.
What's the matter with you? Are you a nut or something? Cramden's Delicious Marshall. What kind of stuff is Marshall?
Well, we don't know what this stuff is. You might as well call it Marshall.
Look, I told you I was going to give you a job, and that when you're with me, you're going to have a job for lifetime. I've said that time and time again. Now that we've got a winning solution to our problems, I'm still going to give you the job. But you're not going to be in the advertising department. This takes a simple little thing like a combination of names. Cran-Mars.
Grandma's what?
Cran-Mars Delicious Mystery Appetizer.
Oh, you got it. Now you got Grandma's Mystery Delicious
No,
Appetizer.
Delicious Mystery Appetizer.
Grandma's Delicious Mystery Appetizer.
That's
a catchy story. Oh, boy, you got it there, Ralph. That's beautiful. Let me tell you, you've been in many a venture that's failed and flunked and everything, but this one, I think you're going to hit it. I think you're going to make a fortune. And, pal of mine, you deserve it.
Thank you, Cran. Thank you, my boy. A toast.
Thank you.
It just goes to prove what I've always said. Every dog has his day.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Morning, Mr. Marshall.
Hello, Crandon. What can I do for you?
Mr. Marshall, I have $1 million in here.
Well, you must have had a mighty good day on the bus.
Very good. Very good. Well, it's like the men say, Mr. Marshall. You're a good guy. All of the fellas say the same thing. They say you're a guy that likes new ideas and a fella that you can come to and get advice, sometimes even financial assistance. Mr. Marshall, I have here a fortune. My wife made a whole bowl of this last night, and I scooped some up to bring it over as a sample, and there it is.
What is it?
An appetizer, the most delicious you've ever tasted in your life.
Appetizer?
Sure, an appetizer. People go nuts over appetizers. Walk into any supermarket. All along the shelves, they got jars of appetizers. But the difference is that this is something new and different. That's what the people go for, something new and different. This is delicious. It would go great with cocktails, or for a snack, or on crackers, or to make small sandwiches. Even those uduvas.
Hors d'oeuvres.
Huh?
Hors d'oeuvres.
They'd be good for that, too. Here, just taste it. Just taste it.
No, I better not, Crandon. I'm on a very strict diet. No.
How can this harm you? It's homemade, pal. Here.
Well,
take a little bit.
Just one if it's homemade. Hey, this is very good.
What did I tell you?
I never tasted anything like it before.
Everybody that tastes it says the same thing, Mr. Marshall. This'll be a riot.
Yeah, well, I want to try it on someone else. Now, Miss Evans, please tell Mr. Peck I'd like to see him in here for a moment. Mr. Tebbets, too. Crandon, this appetizer has possibilities. If it's handled right, it could be a big thing. Now, tell me, is this your wife's exclusive recipe, or could there be someone else involved, like her mother?
Oh, her mother? No, her mother can't cook like my wife. Her mother-in-law's a nice lady and everything, but anything she'd cook, I wouldn't give it to a dog.
I'll have another one.
Go ahead, pal. Eat it up. There's plenty of crackers. Here they are.
See me, J.M.?
Yeah. You both know Ralph Crandon. Look, I wanted your opinion. Now, taste this appetizer and tell me what you think of it.
What's this all about, J.M.?
I'll explain later. Just tell me what you think of it.
Hey, this stuff was great. It was very good.
Yeah. I know I've never tasted it before, but there's something about the aroma I recognize.
Hey, this is dog food. Dog food? Are you nuts or something? Why should my wife make dog food? We haven't even got a dog.
Look, I could be wrong. Anybody can make a mistake.
Well, you certainly are wrong.
I don't think I am. But if you want to make sure, I'll get Charlie. He raises dogs.
Dog food. Boy, jealousy sometimes, I'm telling you.
Well, it better not be. Yes, Mr. Peck?
Charlie, do you know what that is?
I should know. I've been using this for years. It's dog food.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today.
Please call 800-719-7307.
You know, Alice, a French name would be cute for him.
Well, I'll worry about a name for him after I get Ralph to agree to let me keep him.
I told you you're worrying over nothing. Once Ralph gets a look at that little face, he's got to fall in love with it.
Well, I hope so. You know something, Trix? I never realized what wonderful company a little pup is around the house all day. You know, this day just flew by.
Sure. That reminds me, I got to be getting back upstairs. Oh, goodbye, precious. If it wasn't for my Ed's darned old allergy, I'd get one just like you.
I'll see you later, Alice. Okay, Trix. Now, listen here. I want to tell you something. I have got work to do, and I have to do it right now. I don't want you getting it into your head that all I have to do all day long is just play with you. So it's back in the box. Okay? There. Oh, don't look so sad about it. Come on, we'll go in the bedroom.
Hey there, Ralph.
Oh, hi, Ed. Aren't you coming home a little early today from work?
Oh, no, I've been showing up to work an hour earlier. We're breaking in a new man there. Been with us a week. He's still wet behind the ears. Ooh. Say, tell me, Alice, has Ralph tried to get in touch? Excuse me. Has Ralph tried to get in touch with you?
No, bless you.
Excuse me, has he tried to get in touch with you about anything today?
No. Have you got a cold, Ed?
I didn't have a minute ago. Pass me here, will you?
Here?
Yes! What? This usually only happens when I'm around dogs. You got a dog?
Yes, I have, Ed. Maybe you better go.
Oh, no. I'm all right. It's just whose dog is it?
It's mine. I got it at the pound. But please don't say anything to Ralph about it before I do. He doesn't think we should have a dog in the apartment.
Oh, no. I won't. I like the look of the dog, if you don't mind.
Well, do you think you should, Ed?
Oh, I'm all right. It's just... just after the initial attack is over, then I'm all right. I want to look at the pooch. Hey. Hi there, little poochy boy. Oh, what a beautiful dog this is. Hey. He looks like one of those make-believe toys, you know, like you wind up. He's beautiful.
I hope Ralph will like him as much as you do, Ed.
Oh, boy, I'm telling you, when Ralph sees this little fella, he'll go out of his mind.
Put him back in the box, because I got to feed him now.
Supper in bed, huh? Boy, they talk about a dog's life.
Alice! Oh, Alice!
There it is, the voice of doom.
What is it, Trix?
Come on up. Your mother's on the phone.
Oh, I'll be right up. Thanks.
Go. I'll take care of the pooch. I'll feed him. What do I do?
Oh, you just take 2 spoonfuls of this dog food and put it on that plate and just give it to him.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Here it comes, Poochie. Here's your dim-dim. Boy. Heat up. That smells mighty familiar. Grandma's delicious mystery appetizer.
All right, where is she? Where is she, Alice? Come on!
Upstairs on the phone.
Upstairs on the phone, huh? Today was the most humiliating day I've ever spent in my whole life.
Really?
How would you feel if you gave your boss dog food to eat?
Terrible, unless my boss is a cocker spaniel, I suppose.
Dog food? It's a miracle I wasn't fired. I know who did it, too. Alice's mother. She come over here to cook me a tidbit. That's what she did. She don't care what Alice gives me to eat, just as long as Alice can scrimp and save and live around here in a lot of luxury.
Those ain't the facts, Ralph. Those ain't the facts.
They're not the facts, huh? Then why would we have dog food around the house and in our icebox? What, have we got a dog or something?
Ralph Crampton, you have just reached the first plateau.
What are you talking about?
I'm not talking about anything. I'm not saying anything. Just put your nose in that bedroom there. Just go in the bedroom, that's all.
Well, that animal is getting out of here immediately.
Wait, don't.
Don't tell me to wait. Alice knows she can't have a dog, and she knows why she can't have a dog. Who's gonna take him out, huh? Me. Me, that's who. And when the dogs have to get taken out? 5 minutes before I have to go to bed. That is around midnight. And if you think that I'm gonna walk up and down the street in the snow and the sleet and the rain, walking some muck back and forth, you're nuts. Alice is taking that dog back. Right back to the pound.
Oh, wait a minute. She ain't taking it back. It didn't cost her anything or anything. She's in love with that puppy. If you make her take it back to the pound, it'll break her heart and it'll cause a big fight, too.
You're absolutely right. It will cause a fight. So therefore, I'm not gonna have her take it back. I'll take it back. Back you go.
Wait. Just wait a minute.
Don't wait. Get out of my way.
Just give a good look at the dog. Will you just give
I
one
don't want
good
to look, a good look or a bad look. I'm taking him back to the pond. Now get out of my way.
Come on, just give him a look, will you, Ralph? You know what? I know why you're afraid to give him a look. You're afraid that if you look into these brown, soulful, trusting eyes, that it'll do something to your heart. Just look. Look into those eyes, Ralph. Look.
Put him back in the box, Norton. Put him back in the box or I'm going to do something to you. Get out of the way. Open that door. Open the door.
Ralph Crampton, you've just lost your membership card to the human race. I still say it's the best appetizer I ever tasted.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Pardon me, sir.
Yes, sir?
I'd like to return the dog that my wife got here yesterday.
Well, let me see now. Well, it's a good dog. You, say your wife picked him up here yesterday?
Yeah.
What's your name?
Crampton, Kramden.
I'll have to check the record first.
Okay.
You sure you want to get rid of this pup, huh?
Well, we have a small apartment.
Okay.
Yeah, give me. Don't look at me like that. I ain't got nothing against you. Honest, if I was gonna have a dog, I'd have a dog look just like you. Just that, well, an apartment's no place to keep a dog, you know, and they're expensive and everything. Besides, somebody will come in and pick you up. Maybe somebody with a big backyard or something. Might even live in the country. Boy, you got some kisser. Honest, you'll see. This is probably the luckiest break you ever got that I didn't take you with me. Honest.
All right, here. Just sign this and I'll take the dog. Everything's in order. Thank you. There we go. Up you go, boy. That's it.
Something I can do for you, mister?
No. Say, tell me something. I just brought a dog back here. Will somebody pick him up and give him a good home?
I hope so.
What do you mean you hope so?
Well, a lot of people come here for dogs, but there ain't always enough people to take all the dogs we got here. We're only allowed to keep dogs here 5 days. We got a couple here now. They've been over the limit.
Over the limit?
Yeah.
Well, what happens to them then when they're over the limit?
Gotta be destroyed.
Hey, wait a minute. You mean that dog I just brought in here, my dog, is gonna be destroyed?
All right.
Wait a minute! Wait a minute!
Hey, come back.
Who do I see about getting a dog back?
Lost dog?
No, a puppy that I got here yesterday, and my husband brought him back today, and I want to get him right now.
Well, you'll have to wait till Mr. McGregor gets out here. He'll be out in just a moment.
Come on.
What are you doing with my puppy and these other dogs?
Look, I hope you're not gonna get mad, but I fell in love with him. And these other two are over their limit. Come on, I'll tell you all about it at home. Come on. Wait till you see these little ones. Did you see the new ones? Let's take a look at
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Jackie Gleason, The Honeymooners, with the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
Will you make this quick? I want to go home.
I'll make it quick. I just want to go in and say, hey, who was the guy that waved to you in the lobby out there?
Oh, that guy. That was Bill Davis. I never did like that guy, ever since I know him. I haven't seen him since we were kids.
You don't like him, huh?
No, I don't like him.
Well, you sure gave him a fast brush.
Well, he's one of those loudmouths, you know. Always tell him how good he's doing. If he's doing great, he never lets you hear the end of it. And 10 to 1, if he's doing good, he'd get the news to Alice.
Alice?
Yeah, when we were kids, the both of us courted Alice at the same time.
Oh.
Well, come on, will you? It's getting late. I want to get home.
All right. I just want to go in and see Slugger Simpson. I mean, after all, he was nice enough to give us the tickets to the fight. How would he feel if I didn't go in there and congratulate him?
Congratulate him? How can you congratulate a guy that got knocked out in the first round?
You wouldn't talk that way if you seen him fight 3 weeks ago down there at Ridgewood. He was fighting McHenry. Oh, boy, he was bobbing and weaving, giving the old ones, too. I'm telling you, he threw so many punches that McHenry thought he was fighting an octopus. Oh, I'm telling you, he was a different man that night.
He won, huh?
No, but he didn't get knocked out till the second round.
You please go in.
I'll go in there and say hello to him instead of waiting. I'll be right out.
All right, make it as short as the fight.
All right.
Hey, Ralph! Boy, this is luck. After I lost you in the crowd, I figured I'd never see you again.
Hiya, Bill. You see, the reason I had to run down here was my friend was anxious to see one of the fighters that was on the card tonight. Well, certainly it's nice seeing you again.
Oh, nice to see you, Ralph, after all these years. Tell me, how's Alice?
Oh, she's fine, fine.
You know, in the old days, if anybody would have said that you and I would be shaking hands and talking friendly, we would have thought they were crazy.
Yeah, we had a lot of fights.
Well,
we're grown up now.
Yes, we certainly had some feuds. Yes, we had some feuds.
What are you laughing at?
I was just thinking of the thing I wrote in your autograph book. Boy, you were sore about that. Today, it's something to laugh at.
What thing in my autograph book?
Some kids are small, some kids are tall. Fatso Cramden is the only kid who walks down the hall, wall to wall. Funny, isn't it, huh?
Very funny.
Hey, Ralph. Told you I wouldn't keep you waiting.
Oh, Norton, this is Bill Davis. This is my friend Ed Norton.
Hey, slipped me fine so I know you're alive.
Yeah. Glad to know you, glad to know you.
Well, how are you doing?
Oh, great. Couldn't be better. You know, I moved to Chicago. Got my own manufacturing business. My headquarters in Chicago, my plants are in Akron. I'm figuring on opening a branch office in New York, so my wife and I took a business trip. Say, how about you, Ralph?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yeah? What's your line?
Transportation business.
Transportation business?
Yes, Gotham Bus Company.
What do you do?
Oh, I run things.
Hey, that's quite a company. And you run things?
Yep.
Oh, yeah, he's in the driver's seat.
Well, I'm real glad to hear how well you're doing, Ralph.
Yep.
I'd sure love to see it for myself. Hey, suppose I come over and you show me around the place tomorrow.
Oh, tomorrow? Well, I'm not going to be there tomorrow. I'm very busy doing some outside work.
Well, I don't want to take you away from your work. You break for lunch, don't you? How about then?
Well, I'm not going to be around for lunch. I have some important meetings around lunchtime. Take up all my time.
Well, I'm an early riser. I'll be there the first thing in the morning, 8:30.
Oh, no. Right around that time, I have most of my appointments.
Yeah, he sees loads of people between 8 and 9 in the morning.
Too bad I'm flying back tomorrow evening, or we could have made it for another day.
Oh, you're flying back tomorrow night, huh?
Yeah.
Yes, it is a shame. I would have liked to take you over and showed you my office, taking you around the place.
Gee, swell. Where you located, Ralph?
Oh, down on 9th and 48th Street.
Tomorrow I'll stop in for a minute and see your setup.
Oh, you can't do that. I won't be there.
Oh, don't worry about it. You're the boss. Leave word with your secretary to have one of your employees show me around. I'll be there at 6.
Wait a minute. Don't come at 6 o'clock. Come around 6:30, and I'll come back from whatever I'm doing, and I'll show you around personally.
Oh, Ralph, I don't want to put you in any trouble.
Oh.
Trouble's his middle name.
Yeah. It's no trouble at all. You just be there at 6:30, and I'll take you around.
Okay, it's a date. I'll be there at 6:30 at your office.
Okay.
Nice meeting you, Mr. Norton. And I'm sure glad I ran into you, Ralph.
Yeah, me too.
Well, General, what is your plan?
Don't worry, I got it figured out. That's why I told him 6:30 instead of 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, Mr. Monahan and all the office help go home. Now, I got to take a chance and make believe that Mr. Monahan's office is my office. He'll be home. He'll never know the difference.
Well, what happens if Billy Boy asks one of the bus drivers where Mr. Cramden's office is?
That will not happen. There's only one way to get into the building. That's the main entrance. You will be down at the main entrance. As soon as he comes in, you bring him right up to my office. I mean, Monahan's office. And he'll think it's my office. And incidentally, when you finish work tomorrow, put on a suit. I'll have to wear a suit, too.
Yeah, sure. Well, I'll be glad to help out any way I can. But I don't understand. Why do you have to make out you're such a big shot?
I had to, Norton. I just had to. You see, when we were kids, Both of us were caught in Alice at the same time. Both of us promised her the moon. Well, I don't want him to think that he made it and I didn't, just for Alice's sake.
Oh, I see. You and your pride, you got a nice job, you're happy in your work, and just because he's a rival of yours, you got to be pretending that you're something you ain't. Boy, I'm telling you, I bumped into a guy a couple of months ago that the Trixie was wild about. You know, used to go around together. I didn't put on any airs, you know. When he asked me what I did, I told him I was a sewer worker. I didn't try to make no impression. I didn't care what he thought.
What did he do?
He was a garbage collector.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Hello, this is Mr. Monahan. May I speak to my wife, please? Thank you. Hello, dear. Yes, I find I'm going to be detained at the office for a little while. Yes, I do realize it's after 6 o'clock. Well, I can't promise you, but I expect I'll be leaving here, between 6:30 and 7. Well, I'm sorry, dear, but I just couldn't help it. All right, dear, then I'll call you when I'm just about ready to leave. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Come on, Norton, step into my office. Well, there it is.
Well, so far your luck is holding out, Ralphie boy.
Don't worry, I knew what I was doing. When 6 o'clock comes, boom, home they go. Well, when Davis comes up here, he's got to think that I'm the head of the whole bus company.
Yeah. Now listen, RK, now just listen to me for a minute. When I bring him up here, remember, you are the president of the Gotham Bus Company, not a driver. So don't give yourself away by yelling, step to the rear of the office. You know.
Just go downstairs and bring him up as soon as he gets here, and I'll be right behind the desk. All right?
Cramden. Well, what are you doing here? Well, what are you doing behind my desk? Listen, come, Cramden, now. What's the explanation for this?
Well, you see, I come up to talk to you about a little business, and I was looking at your chair, and I thought I'd sit down and see how it feels to be boss.
Well, from now on, let's see if you can possibly avoid playing kowtow to your whimsy. Now, what was it you wanted to see me about?
Wanted to see about? Do you think that you could arrange for a promotion for me to, like, dispatcher or something like that?
Cramden, you know you've been around here long enough to know that Mr. Muller has complete say over those promotions.
Yes, sir.
Now, if there's any other suggestion or anything that Yes, Mr. Monahan. Hello. Oh, yes, Riley. Yes, I'll be right down. Now, be sure you have everything set up. Yes, I can only spare you 10 minutes. All right, right.
Well, I'm sorry.
Well, if there's nothing else,
no, there's
Brandon.
nothing else. Bye.
Good night.
Night.
Right this way, sir. Mr. Davis to see you, Mr. Cramden.
Hello, Bill. How are you?
Ralph, this is a very impressive-looking place you've got here.
Thank you very much.
Boy, what an office.
Well, I'm glad you had the chance to see it. Now, let's get going.
Go? I just came here.
Well, I don't want you to miss your plane.
Oh, if that's what you're worrying about, forget it. I got plenty of time. Let's sit around and talk.
Wait a minute. Look, I forgot to tell you this. After I made the appointment with you, you see, I found out that I had a lot of work to do, and I got to do it right away.
Oh, relax, Ralph, will you? You know, I've seen a lot of big executives like you burn yourselves out. Take my advice and slow down.
Yeah, I'll start tomorrow now, can we?
Oh, nothing doing. You're starting right now. You and I are going to have a nice, leisurely chat about old times. And I guarantee you before long, and say in about a half hour or so, you'll feel like a new man.
A half hour? But I haven't got a half hour. I have an appointment with Mr. Monahan in 10 minutes. Sheesh.
Ralph, you're all wound up. Why don't you call this Monahan character and cancel your appointment?
I can't call. You see, the phones are all shut off.
I gotta hand it to you, Ralph. I never dreamed that you'd ever be the head of an operation like this. And you sure did it fast.
Yeah, practically overnight.
Excuse me for interrupting, R.K., but it's 20 minutes to Monahan.
Yeah.
20 minutes to 7.
Yes, I'm very sorry, but I just have to get to my work now.
Well, if you've got to, you've got to. Hey, maybe the next time I come to town, we can get together with the wives.
Well, that'd be fine.
I'll get in touch with you.
Thank you very much.
Say, what's the phone number here?
Well, don't call me here. Call me at home.
Oh, sure, all right. What's your home number?
It's an unlisted number. I can never think of that number.
Yes. Bensonhurst 60098.
Can I always get you there?
Oh, yeah. Trixie the maid is always there.
Well, thank you very much. Now, will you show Mr. Davis down to the street?
Oh, okay, Ralph.
Bye.
I'll be seeing you, and I'll tell you something the first thing you know.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. Oh. What are you doing in here? You're right. You're absolutely right. Muller's the man to tell me about the promotion.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today.
Please call 800-719-7307.
I can't come now. I'm just starting supper.
Okay.
Hello? Yes, it is. Who? Bill Davis. Well, when did you get into town? No, Ralph didn't tell me. Oh, you saw him again this afternoon? No, he's not home yet. Well, this certainly is a surprise. Well, what are you doing in town? When am I going to get a chance to see you and meet your wife? Oh, well, I'm sorry your flight was canceled, but I'm glad it'll give us a chance to get together. Yeah, you want to come over here? To our house? Well, if you'd rather not, sure. Oh, that'd be wonderful. Yeah, I know Ralph would be delighted, sure. Yeah, that'll give us plenty of time. All right, we'll meet you in the Colonnade room at 9:30. Oh, I'm really looking forward to seeing you, Bill. All right, bye-bye. Take it away, Trick.
Okay.
Hi, sweetie.
Oh, hiya, Ralph. I just talked to Bill Davis.
You talked to who?
Bill Davis on the phone.
You did?
Yeah, how come you didn't tell me you met him at the fights last night?
Well, when I got home, you was asleep, and then this morning when I got up, I forgot about it. He didn't say anything, did he?
Well, just that he saw you at the bus company this afternoon. Why?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
Gee, he must surely be doing well, Ralph.
Well, he says he is, yes.
He invited us to have dinner with him tonight with his wife.
That's impossible. He's flying to Chicago tonight.
No, he's not. The airline's just canceled his flight. And he's so glad that they canceled it, Ralph, because it'll give us all a chance to get together. Wait till I tell you where we're going to have dinner. The Colonnade Room.
We are not going.
Why not?
Because we're not, that's why. You know what kind of a place that Colonnade is, don't you?
Well, Ralph, I've heard about it for years. It's supposed to be a very fine, exclusive restaurant.
Is that so? Well, that shows how much you know about it. Just so happens that it's the most expensive restaurant in the whole world. What do you think it costs to eat there? If it costs a cent, it must cost $3 a person.
Ralph, Bill invited us. He doesn't expect you to pay for anything. Besides, he was down at the bus company. He knows you're a bus driver.
I'm not going.
Now, listen, Ralph. Bill was nice enough to invite us, and I accepted his invitation, so we have to go. Besides, we never get a chance to go to a place like that, and we haven't danced together in years.
You want to go dancing? Okay, tonight I'll take you to the Hong Kong Gardens. Dance all you want.
Oh, Ralph.
You can even have those sweet and sour lychee nuts that you like. The whole break. I'll go the whole route tonight.
Listen, Ralph, this is a lot of nonsense. You can't give me one good reason why we shouldn't have dinner with Bill and his wife.
I can't? I'll give you a reason. The food at the Colonnade is no good, that's why.
How can you say that?
How can I say it? Name me one truck driver who eats there.
Well, how about a little game of pool tonight, okay? A little game of pool. That is, if you're not tied up at a board of directors meeting.
I'm dire trouble, Norton.
What?
Davis called to her. She called her up today.
Uh-oh. Oh, you mean she knows about the boss's office?
I don't know, but she's sure to find out. He invited us to dinner. He's going to take his wife, Alice and me. We're all going to dinner. It's sure to come up. Now, I got to have some excuse for not going. Now, come on, give me some excuse. Something to say. Anything. Anything.
Wait. I'm thinking the wheels are turning. Now, wait a minute. Wait. I got it. Tell him you got a new job. That you're captain of the Ile-de-France and a ship is sailing in 20 minutes.
Will you ask for anything if that isn't anything? I don't know what is. Anybody to ask you for an idea must be an idiot. Come on, Norton, give me an idea.
Wait a minute. Will you stop getting in such a stew? Don't worry about it. When you're together, don't talk about business. Get off the subject. Talk about something else. Don't talk about business.
That's right. He told me I shouldn't talk about business. I should forget business and relax. I'll burn myself out.
That's it.
Well, every time he starts to talk about business, I'll remind him that we're out on pleasure and I don't want to talk about business.
Good.
Certainly glad I thought of that.
All right. Now, listen, let this be a lesson to you. I mean, all the time when you start to show off, it gets bigger and bigger. It grows and grows like a chain reaction.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
That was a delicious dinner.
I don't know when I've had a better steak.
Would anyone care for any dessert?
No, thank you.
Oh, thanks. I've been putting on a little weight lately. Would you like some coffee or demi-tasse?
Demi-tasse.
Coffee.
Demi-tasse.
And you, sir?
I don't want either. I'll have a small cup of black coffee.
Funny.
Oh, Bill, I'm so glad you asked us out tonight. It's been such a wonderful evening.
Believe me, your old man can stand an evening like this. I got an idea this afternoon of how hard he works.
Look, now, please, I asked you not to talk about business. We're all here on pleasure. Let's not mix it up.
That's a good rule to stick to.
Yep.
I'm telling you, Alice, I've seen men who take their responsibility seriously. Ralph has got them all beat.
I know, he certainly does work hard.
I can tell from the few minutes I spent at the bus company.
What do you say? Do we go in and have a little dance in the other room, huh?
Will you excuse us? I may never get this chance again.
You know, sir, certainly nice of Ralph to invite us here tonight.
Oh, I've got something to confess to you, Millie. I invited them.
You invited them?
Yeah.
But this dinner has to cost at least $40. We can't afford it. Whatever made you invite them?
Well, Ralph and I went to school together. And I didn't want him to know that I wasn't doing good, so I said I had my own company. Factories in Akron, headquarters in Chicago. Well, anyway, I did it.
Well, why couldn't you tell him you're an assistant plumber?
I guess it was my foolish pride.
Oh, Bill. Now what are you going to do when the check comes?
Look, Ralph is the head of a bus company. This is his town. He's not going to let me pay the check.
Well, I don't know.
Listen to me, will you, Millie? A big shot like him has probably got a charge account in every one of these restaurants.
Oh, I feel terrible about this. Well, look, I'll tell you what you do. Now, the only thing to do is make a gesture like you want to pay the bill.
All right, honey, I will. I'll ask for the check like I want to pay for it. But believe me, after seeing the place he runs, I'm sure money means nothing to Ralph.
Now, listen. I don't ever want you to do anything like this again.
Yeah, I promise.
Tooty-doo. I can do those foxtrots, but when it gets to mambo music or samba music, I'm out.
Oh, Mamba Samba.
Yeah.
Well, come on. Bill, that's for us.
Yeah, excuse us. Waiter, bring me the check.
Very good.
Aren't they a nice couple, Ralph?
Yeah, they certainly are. I gotta admit, success certainly didn't spoil him.
No, and you know what's so wonderful? Is that seeing a successful person stay so plain and unaffected. You know, tonight's going to cost him a pretty penny, Ralph.
Well, what does he care? He's loaded. He don't care. You know, a guy like him, an executive, they can charge all of this stuff off, on entertainment or something.
Yeah.
The government allows them that.
But, Ralph, the next time they come to town, we got to have them out to the house.
Oh, no. I mean, who knows when he'll come out this way again. I'll tell you what I'll do. Just as sort of a nice gesture, I'll make believe I want to pay the bill.
Oh, Ralph.
It's nothing. I'll just say, please let me pay the bill. I'll feel better that way.
Oh, no, Ralph.
Don't worry about it.
Oh, it's tough to mummer on a full stomach.
Yes, it certainly is.
You know, when I first met Bill, he wouldn't sit out one day.
Oh, the check, I'll take it.
Now, wait a minute, Bill. I insist that I pay the check.
Okay, Ralph.
I got a confession to make. My wife, Alice, has told me this once. She's told me 1,000 times. That I shouldn't try to be somebody I'm not. I can't afford to pay this check. I'm not the boss of the Gotham Bus Company. I'm just a bus driver. That office I had you in today belongs to Monahan. He's my boss. Sorry. Just another case of my silly pride.
Oh, Ralph, you couldn't have done a thing like that. I don't know what to say.
Bill, you better say something.
Oh, Ralph, I haven't got any company in Chicago. I'm an assistant plumber. We didn't come here by plane. We came by bus. I can't afford to pay the check either.
Here's none.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today.
Please call 800-719-7307.
Hey, Bruce Helander here. We're back at the Palm Beach Modern and Contemporary Fair in beautiful downtown West Palm Beach. And we are with a very, very interesting painter who goes by the initials of ABH. My initials are BPH. Nice. So, you know, we got something going here.
I like that.
Yeah.
I already like that.
This is an artist who has had a great deal of success with a lot of support from Tommy Hilfiger and other corporate collectors. He has a real sort of idiosyncratic character to the work. Where you see it, you know it's his. This also has a dynamo with such a kind of narrative aspects where, like one of my favorite cartoons and one of his as well, Popeye, he's having his spinach, he's ready to rock and roll, but it's also turned into, just like Andy Warhol 40 years ago, where he was taking comic book figures, there's a revitalization of this now. And I think the pictures on the wall show a great deal of evidence of this kind of vitality. You should be very proud of yourself.
Thank you.
You know, how are you doing tonight?
I'm good. Well, you know, my thing is called Childhood Access Memories. So it's basically just reliving my childhood. So you're dead on with what you said. Like Warhol, I used the 1940 Popeye. I could have easily used the 80s or the 90s where I came up in, but I chose to use this one because that was my favorite, with the black shirt with the red instead of
it just has a nice
colors
aesthetic.
changed over the years.
I found a Popeye book about 20 years ago in a flea market, and it was from 1930, and I have since used almost every page. I'm a collage artist, also showing in the show here.
Amazing.
So there you have it. You know, we've got a great exhibition here, and if you we wanted to take some close-ups here, but this is certainly one of the most exciting booths of younger artists at the fair, and we're just delighted to see you. You know, good luck to you, man. Yeah, my pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Hi, Bruce Helander at the Palm Beach Modern and Contemporary Art Fair in beautiful downtown West Palm Beach. I'm with a young, talented hotshot painter, Edwin Baker, whose show is called, oddly enough, A Baker's Dozen. There are 13 pictures by this wonderfully talented artist who has an interesting balance between a streetwise aesthetic and a kind of homage to kind of early graffiti artist all in one. Sophisticated, high art, low art, interesting symbolism, all narrative, all showing kind of pictures that have a kind of surrealist character to them. It's not something you see very often, and it's very, very original. We're about to meet the artist. So, did you enjoy it? Did you enjoy it? Say hello.
Say yes. Say hi, Nico.
Yes. You're the guy. You're the guy. The artist isn't speaking right now, so we're going to talk to his agent. Mr. Baker Sr.
Right here.
So we're very proud of you.
Thank you.
And it's a beautiful show.
I'm very glad to be here.
Yeah.
Yes.
You should be. And you've got a lot of hard work in here, I see.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's taken a while to come up with it, but.
Absolutely. So, well, there you have it. These are the kinds of surprises that you see at the Palm Beach Modern and Contemporary Art Fair. Young and old, but all of them very talented. Thank you.
I've got such a kick over the last couple of years coming to these art shows, boy. I just love it.
Hi, Bruce Helander with Buzz TV, and boy, what an exciting night. We're here at the Coral Springs Museum in beautiful South Florida at the 20th anniversary show of the Permanent Collection. It's been one of the most exciting nights of all the openings that I've been here, but it's particularly fun for me to be with Edwin Baker, a young painter, hotshot, who's doing very well. He has been the talk of many of the great art fairs, Art Miami, Wynwood, and when I first was introduced to him, I was walking along with a museum group. I saw a crowd around his paintings, and I looked there and I said, who is this kid, and why is there so much attention on him? He's a young painter who lives in South Florida, but also in Los Angeles. He gives lots of his time to teaching other kids, underprivileged kids. So he's one of those artists like Shepard Fairey, who also gives a lot of his time as an art activist. And the work that he has this sort of streetwise kind of sophistication where he is developing a great sensibility. Picasso was one of his great influences. Michel Basquiat was another great influence. But it shows with this picture, and it would be my guess that someday Edwin will have a show right here. Edwin, you must be very proud of yourself, and I'm certainly proud of you. What do you think, man?
I'm ecstatic. This is an awesome experience to be here. Over the top that my artworks is accepted in here to the Coral Springs Museum of Art. So I think it's a great privilege. I'm ecstatic. I love it.
It is. Well, I can see it there, you know. And Joe, we're here with Joe Namath, and I would think a great supporter of what you do. What do you think, Joe? What do you think of this young man?
Well, I think a lot of them. I've known him for maybe 11, 12 years now, yes, when he was really a younger man. Yeah. And we've become friends. Of course, he's my son-in-law. I want to get that over there, too, yes. But I've watched him work. I've watched him grow, and it's the art, putting it on canvas, and also his other artistic talents, too, with his being a tattoo artist as well, and with the bronze and the other metals that he works with and all, and plaster. It's his passion.
Well, you know what it is. I mean, you have a great passion in what you're doing, and from my point of view, this looks like a touchdown painting to me, won't you think?
Oh, score! Yes, it's a score.
I mean, a beautiful, perfect pass, man.
Yes, and you know, I've learned again with Ed, but through my experiences, like it's what we perceive, what we see. To each his own. You know, we can look at a painting, we can look at a work of art, and individually get a feeling, get a vibe, get a reasons why we want to see that more.
Well, I think that's why contemporary art is so interesting to so many people, because there is a kind of a creative passion. Just like a sports star, you got to have the passion, you got to have the guts, you got to stick to it every single day. And every time I talk to Edwin, he's working on a picture, or he's enthusiastic, or he's jumping up and down, and the proof is in the pudding, because this young guy is in this museum. He's got a great future going. Critics are paying attention, collectors are paying attention, and that is a great combination that leads one, as a young artist, to be in a really respected museum like the Coral Springs Museum, and I think there's no way but up. And I thank you for your comments, and Joe, thank you so much.
Oh, Bruce, it's great seeing you. Always a pleasure being with you.
What a great night,
buddy.
you guys.
Thanks, man.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Hi, Bruce Helander with Buzz TV, and I'm at the Coral Springs Museum in beautiful South Florida. Their 20th anniversary show of the permanent collection. I can't think of a more exciting night in this museum in recent years because there are quite a number. I mean, must be 30, 40, 50 artists in this permanent collection, and they've all brought out their friends and relatives, and it's been one big party. By golly, what a great time. I'm here with Hubert Phipps and his great picture back here, which is a charcoal and pencil on paper. Hubert is known as a sculptor, but every sculptor needs to be able to draw in order to articulate what they do. In the sculptors that I've followed, whether they were John Chamberlain, whether they were Richard Serra, other great artists, always had a penchant for doing these great black and white. They didn't have to be in color. They were normally black and white because Hubert is looking for forms and things that he's going to deal with. So it was, I think, a wonderful occasion where the museum, which is known for picking out mid-career talent and young talent that's going to go somewhere, and his career is really taking off. I'm here with Hubert. Hubert, what an exciting night this is. You must be very proud of yourself.
Thank you, Bruce. It's very exciting for me to be a part of this fabulous show here. The quality of the artwork here is really impressive.
Oh, it's extraordinary tonight.
I had the pleasure recently to be up in New York with you at the Frieze, and I would say this is very reminiscent of what the quality of work and the excitement here, and just the energy is fantastic.
You know, that's what lots of people have been saying, is that you wouldn't think offhand that you'd find the same kind of energy, the same kind of pioneering spirit, inventiveness, eccentricity, and in fact beauty in a museum. But a lot of it has to do with the wonderful director that we have here, Julia Andrews. Which, can you say hello? And what a night! My God!
What a night, huh? I know, loaded with talent.
I mean, as openings go, this has got to be really one of the
one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Yeah. What made this opening so exciting? Do you think it was with a variety of people?
I think, well, you know, I've described to people before that we've had shows that have 1, 2, or 3 artists, but imagine all of these artists together in one room tonight. I mean, it's just been amazing.
Yeah. Well, you know, there you have it. I think that whenever you have a group show, and you know, this is not paintings on a chain link fence. This is in a respected museum where there has been curatorial attention, an acquisitions committee, lots of screening, and that's why every picture just seems to be so remarkable. There's a great mix between young artists, mid-career artists, and mature artists that are really showing off, I think, their best efforts in this show, and it really does show. So we're just delighted to be here, Julia, and thank you for all of the work that you've done for this community. I am delighted to have been honored to have you select me as a curator for many of the shows, and I hope it keeps on going.
And indeed it will. Thank you, Bruce.
Hubert, congratulations to you. Very proud of you. And let's keep going forward.
It's an honor. Thank you, Bruce.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the Coral Springs Museum. Hi.
I communicate with color.
Hey, Bruce Helander, and I'm here with J. Stephen Manolis, one of the hottest painters in Miami right now. We're at the Coral Springs Museum at the 20th anniversary permanent collection show. Stephen has been very fortunate to catch the eye of some of the leading critics in America, Donald Cuthbert being one of them, Anthony Hayden Guest, all giving him great accolades.
Oh, this is so exciting to be here with so many fantastic artists. I mean, the array of work, the level of talent, and the energy that's here at the Coral Springs Museum of Art gives me goose pimples.
You know what's interesting about the Coral Springs Museum? They have a special knack for picking out promising talent that really goes somewhere.
This piece, Red World Glaze #1 and #2, I couldn't possibly do justice to unless I gave homage to the late and great Will Barnett, who taught me the significance of and the technical trick of painting many transparent layers of paint at the same time. In this case, 6 layers of paint, and then the symbols, and then another 6 layers of paint for a total of 12 layers. but the light gets trapped in between the layers of paint, which gives it the glow. And of course, if you're a colorist like I am, you're always looking for that special something.
We're working together on a great show in the University of South Dakota, along with many other shows.
You know, work, if it's a labor of love, it's no longer work. And so my saddest moment of the day is when I go to bed, and my most exciting moment of the day is when I awake, because I'm out there doing my thing.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today.
Please call 800-719-7307.
Hi, Bruce Helander with Buzz TV, and we're at the Coral Springs Museum at the 20th anniversary permanent collection show. It's probably one of the most exciting openings of the season. Many of the artists that are here, I'm proud to say, I had something to do with in terms of getting into the show or curating the works. In the background, somebody's stealing the show here, J. Stephen Manolis with these beautiful abstract expressionist works from his Red World series. You know what's interesting about the Coral Springs Museum? They have a special knack for picking out promising talent that really goes somewhere. The first show that I curated was Hunt Slonim, one of his first museum shows in South Florida, and he has become, of course, a household name. Stephen Manolis seems to be following the same kind of track with amazing press, great quotes by critics, and amazingly collectible. So it's a pleasure to be here with Stephen and other artist colleagues in this great event. I would say that out of all the openings that I've been to, this has got to be one of the most exciting ones, and I'm very proud to have been a part of it. I'm here with J. Stephen Manolis, one of the hottest painters in Miami right now. Certainly, without question, arguably the most remarkable studio in Miami, 5,000 square feet, amazing guy. He's a workaholic. That's what it takes to be a great painter. It's not unusual to get a text from him at 4:30 in the morning. Hey, Bruce, I'm here painting. We're working together on a great show in the University of South Dakota, along with many other shows. Stephen has been very fortunate to catch the eye of some of the leading critics in America, Donald Cuspit being one of them, Anthony Hayden Guest, all giving him great accolades.
Oh, this is so exciting. An event like this for someone that's at the stage of career I am and at the stage of life I am is really a dream come true. And to be here with so many fantastic artists. I mean, the array of work, the level of talent, and the energy that's here at the Coral Springs Museum of Art gives me goosepimples.
Well, you know, there is a kind of energy that a lot of people told me tonight when they're standing in front of your paintings. There's a glow. There are multiple layers of these exciting gestures, these interesting symbols. But I think that's the juxtaposition between the abstract expressionist work, these wonderful symbols. They really have been a magnet tonight for all of these people coming in here.
If someone asked me what is my raison d'etre, I communicate with color. And I've had some great teachers and great masters over time. This piece, Red World Glaze No. 1 and 2, I couldn't possibly do justice to unless I gave homage to the late and great Will Barnett, who taught me the significance of and the technical trick of painting many, many transparent layers of paint at the same time. In this case, 6 layers of paint, and then the symbols, and then another 6 layers of paint for a total of 12 layers. But the light gets trapped in between the layers of paint, which gives it the glow. And of course, if you're a colorist like I am, you're always looking for that special something in every work. And I certainly have had the opportunity here with Coral Springs. I've painted privately for 35 years, but as a public painter, within 1.5 years to have a museum show. This was a gamble of incredible proportions on the board, the museum here. And it's true that I worked very hard, okay? But, you know, work, if it's a labor of love, it's no longer work. And so my saddest moment of the day is when I go to bed, and my most exciting moment of the day is when I awake because I'm out there doing my thing.
So there you have it. Speaking of glowing, here he is, Steve Manolis, at the 20th anniversary of the recent acquisition show. And it's a wonderful, I think, historic night. And congratulations, Stephen. Thank you very much. My pleasure, man. My pleasure. Thank you.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Jackie Gleason, The Honeymooners, with the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
I'd like to have for you to meet the captain of our stickball team, Johnny Bennett.
Hiya, Johnny.
Alice, I got a little problem. I promised each member of the team today, each one that hit a home run, I'd give them an apple.
Well, what's your problem?
I'm fresh out of apples.
Oh, help yourself, Ed.
You? There you are, Johnny boy. There's your apple for your home run.
Who are those for?
I happen to hit a couple of home runs myself today, Alice, you know. All right, Johnny boy, get going. Now, remember, you're in training. Get home and get in bed early and lay off them lollipops. Skedaddle.
Hiya, Johnny. Alice. Remember me promising you I was going to get 2 tickets to take you to a real Broadway show?
Yeah, I remember. That was Thursday, August the 5th, 1942.
Well, I'm keeping my promise, Alice. There they are. 2 tickets to Murder Strikes Out.
Oh.
The boss, he can't use them, so he gave them to me. He says, go ahead.
Murder Strikes Out. I heard about that show. That's the show that's supposed to keep you in thrills, chills, and suspense for over 3 hours.
It's a big hit. You saw the advertisements in the paper, you know, don't tell anybody what the ending is, keep the ending a surprise.
Oh, Ralph, how wonderful. I can't wait to see it.
Well, look, go in and get dressed, and right after the show, we'll go to the Hong Kong Gardens. We'll make a whole night of the thing.
Ralph, you mean the tickets are for tonight?
Yeah.
My mother's coming tonight. She'll be here any minute. I can't go. It's impossible.
You're not going to stand there and tell me, Alice, that you're going to spoil my evening and your evening and both of our chances to see a Broadway show because your mother is coming. You're not going to tell me that, are you, Alice?
Ralph, I don't want to spoil your evening, but I don't want to disappoint my mother. She's coming all the way from Bensonhurst.
That's a big deal. Where's Bensonhurst, the New Zealand or something?
Listen, Ralph, I am too tired to argue. My mother's coming and I can't go. Why don't you take Norton? How about it, Ed? Would you like to see that show?
Well, I don't think I can. I always kept the video and his video rangers around tonight.
You mean to tell me you're not going to take the chance to see a show like Murder Strikes Out? Instead, you want to watch Gatlin Video and his video rangers? Now, come on, Norton. Do you want to go or don't you? I can't use 2 seats.
That's a matter of opinion. I'll manage to squeeze in somehow.
All right, go ahead and get dressed. Your mother. On your mother, I gotta waste a ticket on a junior space cadet.
Listen, Ralph, don't go blaming my mother. It is not her fault. How could she know that you have tickets to a show?
Oh, she knows. She knows. I don't know how she finds out, but she knows. I don't know whether she uses a Ouija board or a corn teller, but she knows.
Listen, Ralph, I know Mother isn't the easiest person in this world to get along with, but that's no reason for you to act the way you do.
I act the way I do, Alice, because your mother is a blabbermouth. A blabbermouth.
Ralph, I have told you about that before. I don't want you calling her that.
All right. You're an expert at crossword puzzles. Give me another word for blabbermouth. As soon as she come in here, she starts in talking. The minute she steps in till the minute she steps out, she starts in on me. Oh, if Alice only had married those other boyfriends. Oh, Ralph, why do you eat so much? You're so fat. Yeah, why don't you get some furniture for the apartment? Your mother's nosy, Alice. Nosy. Snooping around. Anything I hate, it's a nosy blabbermouth.
Now, listen, Ralph, I am warning you for the last time. You call her that once more, and when my mother leaves here tonight, I just might go with her.
All right, I won't say a word. I won't say a word to you or to your mother.
That'll suit me just fine. At least that way there won't be any arguments.
There won't be any argument. You think because I don't say a word there won't be an argument? Are you kidding? I'll bet you $1 million that she won't be in this apartment 3 minutes before she starts an argument. And I won't have to say a word, Alice. 3 minutes I give. She'll start an argument. Without a word from me.
Dear. Oh, hello, dear. I'm glad to sit down. Phew. You know, Alice, I wish you didn't live so far from the subway.
Oh, Mother, it's only 3 blocks.
3 long blocks. But I suppose you can't do any better with the rent that you can afford. Now, your sister only lives a half a block from the subway. Well, that's one of the advantages of having a husband that's a good provider.
Mother, I have some coffee on. Would you like some?
Oh, that'd be nice, dear. Yes, thank you. Alice, you look thin. Are you getting enough to eat?
Oh. Of course I am, Mother. You wouldn't say that if you could see our food bill.
Well, I don't doubt the bills are high. But how much of the food are you getting?
Mother, don't you worry about me. I feel just fine.
Well, I hope so. My goodness, a little food is the least you can get out of marriage. Oh! Oh, by the way, guess who I saw today?
Who?
Chester Barnes. Oh, you remember Chester, that nice boy that was so crazy about you.
Yeah, how is he?
Oh, he's fine. He's just fine. Oh, and he's handsomer than ever. Oh, my dear. And he's so tall and slim. I guess a man doesn't have to get fat if he doesn't want to. Oh, we had a nice long chat. You know, he's so charming. You know, of all the boys that you brought to our house, he's the only one that I had any use for.
Mother, now come on, drink your coffee. Ralph, would you like some?
What's the matter with him?
Nothing's the matter with him, Mother. Oh, Ralph has got tickets for a Broadway show tonight. He's going with Ed Norton.
Ed Norton? Doesn't he know he's got a wife?
Mother, Ralph asked me to go with him first. But I couldn't because you were coming over to spend the evening. Anyway, it's a wonderful show. It's called Murder Strikes Out.
Oh, that. Oh, I had a neighbor, Mrs. Finley. She saw it. She didn't think much of it.
Really? It was supposed to be such a big hit. The paper said it's a very exciting mystery.
Oh, the papers, that's just a lot of publicity. All that to do about chills and suspense. And that nonsense about don't tell your friends the surprise ending. Well, it was no surprise to Mrs. Finley. She said she knew all the time that it wasn't the uncle who committed the murder. It was the husband.
You are a blabbermouth! A blabbermouth! You! Blabbermouth! Out!
Ralph!
Out! Out! Blabbermouth!
I've had just as much of this as I can stand, too, Ralph.
Doesn't change my mind. It doesn't change my mind. She's the blabbermouth!
What's the matter, anyway? Are we going to the show?
I'm not going to the show. Alice's mother, the blabbermouth, has to come in here. She's got to tell me the ending of the show. It wasn't the uncle that killed her. It was the husband that killed her. 2 tickets ruined.
Just give me my ticket. I'll go.
How can you be so stupid, Norton? Why do you want to go? You know the finish as well as I do.
You call me stupid, huh? You call me stupid? Just so happens I don't make no difference at all if I know the finish. It doesn't make a difference at all. I'll just wait till it gets almost to the end of the show, and then I'll get up and walk out.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today.
Please call 800-719-7307.
Hi, Norton.
Hey, Happy pal. How is it down at in the lonely apartment of yours? How'd it feel to be a bachelor again, pal?
It's murder, Norton. She's only been gone 5 days and I'm going nuts. Never thought I could miss her as much as I do. If I could only get to talk to her. I know she'd forgive me. I'd pour my heart out to her, tell her how much I love her. I know she'd forgive me.
Ooh, wait a minute. Just stay right where you are. What's that? It's a recorder. It's a recorder. Wait a minute. Now I get it set up. Right here. What are you going to do with that? What am I going to do with it? You're going to make a record. You're going to pour your heart out to Alice here, right on the record here, see? So you get the record, listen to it, know how you feel. She'll be running back to you.
Norton, you're a genius.
That's a microphone. Here, put a fresh record on. Now, wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Start now?
No, wait a minute. I just thought of something else. If you want this to be sweet and sentimental, you know, schmaltzy like, you gotta have a musical background. Just a minute. Don't say nothing now until you get a cue from me. See, I'll start the music in the background, you see, and then I'll throw you a cue. You ready?
Why don't you stop? Look, I don't need any music. Just sit down. I'll do this alone.
Go ahead.
Start it.
You on here?
Hello, Alice. This is me, Ralph. Alice, I'm sorry. I'm miserable without you. Please come back to me, Alice. I apologize for everything I said. I even apologize to your mother. I know she doesn't mean the things she says, Alice. It's just her nature. She doesn't mean to be mean. She's just born that way. When she says things about your old boyfriends and about the furniture in your apartment, I know that she doesn't mean to get me mad. She's just naturally mean, that's all. When she spilled the beans about the end of the play, I shouldn't have got mad at that. I should have expected it from her. I know how she is. She's never gonna be any different, Alice. It's gonna be the same old way, Alice. She's the blood! The blood!
Hey, now, will you hold the phone? What are you, crazy or something? What are you, pouring out your heart or your liver?
I'm sorry. Every time I think of Alice's mother, I flip.
Think of Alice's mother. Concentrate on Alice. She's the one you want back. Get over here now. I got one more fresh record left, and you better make this one good. It's the last disc I got. Now make it friendly and warm and schmaltzy. What kind of a greeting is this? It's so formal. Hello, Alice. This is Ralph. I got a friendlier greeting for my draft notice. Isn't there some kind of a name you used to call her? Honey Bunny, Sweetie Pie, or something?
I did. I used to call her Bunny.
Bunny?
Yeah, when we first got married.
Now we're getting someplace. Call her Bunny.
Wait a minute. Before you start it, would you mind starting it and leaving? This is kind of personal. I'd like to do it alone, if you don't mind.
I know, and just how you feel. In the words of the immortal Bob Shakespeare, there are 3 times in a man's life when he wants to be alone. 1, when he's communing with his thoughts. 2, when he's being tender with his wife. And 3, when he's in the isolation booth in a $64,000 place. You want to hear?
Hello, Bunny. This is old Buttercup. Remember when I used to call you Bunny, Alice? Way back when we first got married? You used to call me old Buttercup? Now, I'm sorry, Alice, for everything I said. We never used to argue when we first got married. There's no reason for us to argue now. I admit it's all my fault, Bunny. Old Buttercup is never going to do it again. You just come back, Alice, please, and I promise I'll never again be like I was. I'll never say anything else about your mother. Just come back. Come on, Bunny. Come back to old Buttercup. P.S. Say hello to your mama. Okay, Norton, you can come out.
You were listening, Norton. I couldn't help it, Robert. Just got me down in here. When you come to that part where you said, this is old Buttercup. Just a doodle.
Look, never mind that. How are we going to get the record?
Don't you worry about a thing. I got envelopes for these things. I'll slip them in the envelope, mail it, address it and everything, and she'll get it tomorrow. You won't know a thing about it, and she'll come begging. What's her address?
33 Kosciuszko Street.
Wait a minute.
Hi, Trix.
Oh, hi, Ralph.
Just write it right down there. Now, don't forget, Norton.
Listen.
This means everything to me, my whole future.
Your future is in good hands.
All right.
What's
go on,
that?
Trix.
30 what?
Go on, Ralph.
33 Kosciuszko Street, and the name is Gibson.
Kara Gibson.
Bye, Trix.
Bye, Ralph.
Hey, Trix,
Yeah?
hand me the record in the cabinet there, will you?
Huh?
Hand me the record over there.
Oh, all right. There you
Oh, boy, oh, boy. Telling you, Trix, this is Ralph's passport to happiness. I'm telling you, Ralph and Alice's troubles are over.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Did you send the record?
Did I send it? You asked me a million times. Of course I sent it.
Well, then why isn't she here? She should have gotten the record by now. Are you sure you addressed it right?
I know I addressed it right. I even took precautions. You know, on the envelope on the outside, you know where it says, if not delivered in 5 days, return to, I cross that out. I said, never mind this, if not delivered in 5 days, deliver it.
She should have got that record 10 o'clock this morning if you delivered it. It's now 6. She's had the record 8 hours. Why isn't she here?
Listen, ain't you got no imagination? Can't you picture the scene? She's there at her mother's house. The mailman comes up with a record and delivers it to her. She opens it up. She rushes over to the phonograph there and plays it. She listens to your tender words pour out. Her heart melts. 2, 4, 6, 8 hours. She's listening to that record. Her eyes fill up with tears. They get all swollen and red. She rushes out of the house to get a bus to come home to you. Her eyes are all swollen up, and she misses the bus. She gets on the wrong one. Ends up in Bayonne. That's the answer, Ralph. You're sitting here waiting for her to come home. She's probably wandering around with swollen eyes someplace in Bayonne.
You leave me alone, Norton.
Listen, if she hears that record, she'll come back, I'm telling you.
Maybe that's her. Hiya, Johnny.
Hello, Mr. Cramden.
Hi, Johnny boy.
Mr. Norton, your wife told me you'd be down here. I got some bad news.
What?
Steve Austin can't play tomorrow. He's got the measles.
I like that. On the eve of a big baseball game, my second baseman comes down with the measles. I'm telling you, Ralph, the life of a coach ain't all beer and Skittles. And we got no substitute?
That's just it. We don't have a substitute. Unless you'd play for us. How about it, Mr. Cramden? Do you think you could cover second base?
My boy, you are looking at a man that could cover the infield, the outfield, and 4 sections of the bleachers.
Very sorry, but I'll be busy tomorrow.
Mr. Norton, when you go upstairs, could you tape up the handle of my bat?
Oh, tape up the handle? Oh, yeah. Sure, okay, Johnny. Listen, when you was upstairs, was Mrs. Norton making supper?
No, she was talking to Mrs. Cramden.
Alice is upstairs. Hey, she's upstairs. She's coming back, Norton. She's coming back.
I told you the record of work. I told you.
Thanks, pal. I don't know how to thank you. Now, look, get out. I want to be alone when she comes down.
Look, don't you think I got no feelings? I know. I wouldn't intrude on your privacy for the world. This is a time where you should be left all alone with your wife who's coming back to you.
Thank you very much for your sympathy, and thanks for sending that record.
Listen, one thing I want to ask you.
Yes.
Mind if I just listen in on the keyhole?
Please, Norton, will you please go upstairs? She's coming down any minute.
Let me know for sure how you make out.
I'll let you know how I make out. Okay. Send her right down. Alice, you got the record, sweetheart. Alice, I meant every word of it. I would have said more, but it was too small a record. But I meant every word of it, Alice.
You said enough, Ralph. I got the idea. So my mother was born mean, huh? She's gonna stay that way. It's her nature. Once a blabbermouth, always a blabbermouth. Well, let me tell you something, Ralph. I'm very glad that you sent me this record, because now I know how you really feel.
Wait a minute, you're making a mistake.
I made the mistake 15 years ago.
Wait a minute, Alice. Wait a second. You got the wrong record. Alice, the wrong... Norton. Alamine. Come on down. I want to tell you how it came out. Come on down, Norton. Come on down, Norton. I'm waiting for you, pal. Come on.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years of using the manufacturer's talc-based products. If you or a family member have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer and used talcum powder prior to the diagnosis, call Talcum Powder Alert today.
Please call 800-719-7307.
Get out, Norton. Get out before I do something. You're a menace to society. You're a menace to me, and you are a stupid head. Now get out!
Just wait a minute before you say anything that I take offense at. I got some news for you. Alice is coming back. She's going to forgive you.
What?
Yes, I brought the right record over to Alice's mother's house, and I played it for Alice, and she sat there and listened to it, and she cried, and she cried, and she forgives you.
Oh, not. She really coming back?
She's not only really coming back, she is back. She's down at the corner store now picking up a steak, and she's going to make you the best supper you ever had in your life.
Norton, I don't know how to thank you, pal.
Friends?
Friends, pal, friends. That's probably done now. Alice?
Oh.
Yes, sir? I'm Dr. Folsom. I'm with the Department of Health. Do any children live in this apartment?
No, just my wife and myself.
There's an epidemic of measles in this building. The Manicotti boy has them, the Garrity boy, and Mrs. Bennett's son. Apparently, it's still spreading.
Manicotti, Bennett's the guy. There goes my stickball team. Well, there's no children live here.
I'm just checking.
It's all right. What are you looking at?
Would you mind opening your mouth, please? Uh-huh. Did you ever have the measles?
No.
Well, you got them now. That's impossible!
Ralph's gonna get the measles, go break out his...
Shut up! I can't have the measles. He's the one that plays with the kids. I don't play with them. How could I catch the measles? Very simple. You probably got them from him. Let me look at you. Well, you're both in the same boat. Just a minute, madam. You live here? Wait a minute. She doesn't understand. That's just my wife. She's been away for 3 weeks.
Understand what?
There's an epidemic of measles. Your husband and this gentleman are infected. Now, you're very fortunate that you've been away. If you want to avoid measles, I suggest you stay away until the infection has subsided. Good afternoon.
Oh, Ralph, I don't mind.
Don't touch me. Don't touch me. I'm measles.
I'll stay and take care of you, Ralph.
No, sweetheart. No, darling. Realized how much I love you when you were away. I don't want you to get anything like the measles. You go ahead back with your mother. And when I'm over the measles, you can come back.
I love you too, Ralph.
I love you too.
Here's your steak.
Bye.
Ralph, I want to tell you something, and I want to tell you something I mean. That was the biggest thing in the world you could do. Telling your wife, Alice, to get out when you really want her, most of all, close to your heart. And you're left alone here to struggle by yourself to do your own cleaning, and your own cooking, and your own washing, just so that you won't endanger her. That's what I call a big sacrifice. What a mess she left you with.
You didn't leave me with the mess, stickball coach. Put on the apron. Put it on!
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
Jackie Gleason, The Honeymooners, with the stars Art Carney, Audrey Meadows, and Joyce Randolph.
Hey, where have you been all day? I came down twice and couldn't find you.
Oh, don't ask, Trix. What a day I've had. I left the house right after Ralph this morning. You know that dog my mom has?
Oh, you mean Ginger, the big collie?
Yeah, that's the one. Well, the poor dog's been very sick, and it's worried my mom something terrible.
Oh.
So she asked me the first thing this morning if I'd take the dog down to the veterinarian's and see what was wrong with him.
Mm-hmm. Well, what'd the vet say?
Well, he said I'd have to leave her there, and he'd send me the report later. I told him to send it by messenger, not by mail. I don't want Ralph finding that in the mailbox.
Why?
Well, you know the way he feels about that dog, always snapping at him and everything.
Oh, yeah.
That's why I don't want him to know I'm spending any money on it. Trixie, don't breathe this to a soul, not even to Ed. Guess how much it's costing me?
How much?
$10.
$10 to examine a dog?
Isn't that something? I went with Ralph the other day when he had a checkup at the doctor's, and it only cost him $3.
Hey, is there anything wrong with Ralph?
Oh, no, just the regular checkup.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hiya, hon.
What's the matter with me, Trixie? Don't I get nothing?
I'm too tired.
How do you like that? I've been working down the sewer all day long, and she's tired.
That's another reason.
Very comical. Save your jokes for the butcher. My dinner ready yet?
On the stove will be ready in just a few minutes. Look, Alice, I'll see you later, honey.
Wait a minute, Trix, I'll go with you. I want to go up on the roof and get some wash off the line.
Here.
Ralph, don't let the soup boil over. I'll be down in a minute.
Okay, hon.
I'll tell you, Ralph. Got a sweet kid there, a sweet kid.
She's a doozy.
Hey, what do you say we do a little bowling tonight? Get a little practice shots in there before the match.
Nah, I don't feel like bowling. You know, I didn't say anything, but I haven't been feeling well lately. As a matter of fact, Alice took me over to see the doctor the other day, and he gave me an examination. He's a very good doctor, that doctor, what's his name? Well, I don't know his name, but did you hear what he did for Callahan, the plumber?
No, what'd he do?
He kept Callahan alive until his wife caught up on the insurance payments. Very fine doctor. Gave me an examination,
Well, what seems to be the trouble? Where does it hurt?
Oh, there's no pain or anything. I'm just tired. I don't know. I don't feel like doing anything. I sit around and mope.
Yeah? Does Mrs. Cramden live here?
Yeah.
The doctor told me to deliver this report here.
Oh, I'll take that.
The doctor told me to give it to nobody else but Mrs. Cramden.
I'm Mr. Cramden. Your hand is very dirty. Well, there it is, Norton, the doctor's report.
I sure hope it's good news, Ralph.
Well, I hope there's a little something wrong with me. I'd like to lay off for a couple of weeks.
What's the matter, Ralph? What's the matter?
Get a load of this. Dear Mrs. Cramden, in compliance with your request, I am sending this report by messenger rather than mail because you said you didn't want your husband to see it. I'm afraid it's bad news. A condition of arterial monochromia exists. This is a rare disease that usually affects only boxers. The first visible signs of the disease will be a falling out of the hair and irritability. There is a tendency for the tongue to turn blue, and he'll tire easily. This will be accompanied by chills, and he'll spend most of his time near the stove. I've enclosed some pills. Give him one a day and a saucer of warm milk. Be affectionate. Make him comfortable. And he may live for as long as 6 months. Well, that's it, Norton. 6 months, I'll be dead.
Listen, don't get excited, will you? Doctors can be wrong, too, How about a friend of mine? The doctor examined him, gave him only 6 months to live, too. Boy, you made a monkey out of that doctor.
What happened?
He lived for almost 8 months.
What difference does it make, 6 or 8 months? Look, Norton, you gotta promise me one thing. I don't want you to tell Alice anything about this. I don't want her to find out a thing about it.
All right. But what's gonna happen after 6 months? She's gonna notice you're not coming home nights.
You know, I never thought I'd go out like this. I haven't even tasted life yet. My whole life has been a struggle ever since I was a kid. I started out delivering newspapers. Then I got a job with the A&P, delivering groceries. Then the Depression came. I got a job with the WPA, shoveling snow to eat. That's how I met Alice. She used to hand out the shovels. One thing led to another, and we got married. Got a job on a bus, and I've been struggling ever since. 14 years ago, and I've been still struggling. I come into this world with pink cheeks, a healthy pair of lungs, and a lot of big ideas. How am I going out of it? A bald head, blue tongue, a saucer of warm milk with a pillow. Well, you know, when I think of poor Alice, in 6 months she's gonna be left all alone. 6 months, left alone to fend for herself. That reminds me, Norton. Do you know I've never made out a will? If I only got 6 months to go, the first thing I gotta do is make out a will.
Oh, yeah. Hey, making out a will is pretty important. I mean, you wouldn't want all this stuff put in escrow.
And by the way, Norton, I won't forget you in my will. I'm leaving you my bowling shoes.
Boy, thanks, pal. You know, I was just gonna go out and buy myself a new pair of bowling shoes. This couldn't happen at a better time.
To whom it may concern, I, Ralph Crandon, leave my wife, Alice Crandon, all of my worldly possessions. I leave her my... I leave her my, Not! I haven't got any worldly possessions. I'm going in 6 months and I've got nothing to leave her. Not a cent. I gotta leave her something.
Hey, wait a minute. I just got an idea. Look, as long as you're going anyway, why don't you sell your body to science? If they pay by the pound, she'll be left a millionaire.
Why don't you shut up?
Hey, I just thought of something else. You know, you got a very interesting story there. A story of a man doomed to 6 months to live. Why don't you do like a friend of mine did? He had the hiccups for 3 weeks, and he sold his story to a magazine. You know, the American Weekly. Got $5,000 for it.
$5,000 for a story about hiccups?
Yeah.
I ought to be a cinch to get $10,000 dime.
Right.
This is a real human interest story. People want to read about this. Everybody will read it. I can see it now. The first installment, the title of it. Doomed Man has only 6 months to go.
I think that's a little lengthy for the title. They'll probably chop it down, make it shorter, like, in 6 months, Blimp takes off.
Listen up, America. Millions of Americans just like you owe the IRS more than $10,000 and are facing liens, bank levies, wage garnishments, penalty abatements, and other IRS enforcement actions. Newly authorized debt forgiveness programs allow you to settle your debts for less than ever before. Do you owe the IRS $10,000 or more in back taxes? If so, then call Tax Savings Helpline now.
Please call 800-308-6905.
There's a man outside, and I can't get rid of him.
What man?
He's a nut. Says he's got a story for you, and he won't go away till he tells it to you.
Well, just tell him I can't see him.
Oh, wait a minute, Dick. You said you need a new lead story. Maybe this guy has got something.
All right, Shirley, send him in.
All right, Mr. Crandon, you can come in now.
Thank you very much.
Well, all right, we haven't got much time. What's your story?
This may come as a terrible shock to you, gentlemen, but you're looking at a man that has only 6 months to live.
All right, but what's your story?
That's it. I'm going to die in 6 months. You could put the story in your magazine. Be a riot. Be better than the one you got in there now about I was a mambo dancer for the FBI. Believe me.
Look, I'm sorry for your trouble. We can't use it.
But you gotta use it. I don't want the money for myself. I want to give it to my wife. I'm gonna die in 6 months, and I got nothing to leave her.
I told you, I'm sorry. We can't use it.
Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. Dick, this may be just what we're looking for.
What do you mean?
The hard angle. Doomed man finds out he's only got 6 months to live. Not concerned about himself, thinks only of his wife. We're playing up big. Run the story every week for 6 months. Everybody will be waiting for him to drop dead. Think this is a natural. Think of the pictures we could run. Look at that face. It's pitiful. I tell you, we can make this guy a national hero. He'll be another Davy Crockett.
Are you sure you only have 6 months to live?
Oh, yes, sir, honest.
You know, if you were just making this up to collect some money, that would be a pretty serious offense. And if we printed this story and you didn't die in 6 months, we could be laughed out of the business. You know what we'd do then? We'd have you thrown in jail for 20 years for fraud.
I wouldn't lie to you about anything like this, not about dying. Here, I got the proof of it. Here's the doctor's report.
Hey, Dick, there's a great angle there. When his tongue starts turning blue, we'll do a color spread on him.
Charlie, call the shop. Tell them to get set up. We've got a new lead story for the next issue. Well, we're going to do your story, Mr. Cramden.
Thank you.
Right up to the minute you drop dead.
Attention all women who have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer. In February 2016, a manufacturer of talcum powder was ordered to pay $72 million by a jury to a woman who died of ovarian cancer after 35 years.